Hi, welcome Professor Kev Show. As you can see, I got my buddy Anvay with us from Ingenuity. Good evening, my friend. Welcome to the show.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, my friend. Thanks for taking the time today. So before I talk about your idea, tell me a little bit about yourself. What should I know about you?
Yeah, so my name is Anvay Ajmera. I am a rising junior at the Bridgewater Raritan High School, and I really started to become passionate in the STEM space, specifically in aerospace engineering and mechanical engineering. And what I realized is whenever I like something, I like to put my all into it. So this is really why I got brought to the STEM space. So for example, when I find a problem in my household, I used to make these different gadgets to fix that problem. And right now, my goal is to expand that as much as possible.
That's pretty cool. So let's talk a little about Ingenuity. Why did you start this? What opportunity, what need did you see, my friend?
Yeah, so before that, I think I should give a little information about Enginuity itself.
Sure.
So I co-founded and currently serve as the founder of Enginuity, which is a 501(c)(3) nonprofit. And we are dedicated to expanding STEM access and advancing the United Nations SDGs, or the Sustainable Development Goals. So specifically, we want to bridge the digital divide. And this actually falls under SDG 4, which is quality education. And we also want to focus on other SDGs, obviously. So there's SDG 9, which is innovation, SDG 10, which is reduced inequality between females and males, and SDG 17, which I think is the most important, which is partnership to achieve the goals. So in the past, we have donated STEM kits, computers, curriculums. We've gave people internships to help grow more. And eventually, this reached over 1,500 individuals around the world as of now. And this was in places like Sri Lanka, Ghana, Zambia, etc. And we're actually just getting started here. So I actually reached out to Professor Kev around a year ago saying I was interested in the show. And that's when I actually thought about this idea. And I'm glad to say, after dedicating a lot of time into it, I was able to grow it to where it is today, and I'm ready to expand.
That's kind of cool. So tell me about some of the challenges you had building this idea. Obviously, like you said, it's been a year's worth of work to get to this point.
Yeah. So this might be a little odd, but actually achieving these numbers, the STEM kits itself, that wasn't the main challenge. For me, the main challenge was getting dedicated individuals to help me. So I started this myself, but what I realized is that it's really hard to get people who have the same motivation as you. So I might have gotten some people along the way who I have to remind every single day about what they're doing, etc. So honestly, as of now, I still don't have a proper person who I could work with, but we're growing. Obviously, we have been able to get interns, etc. And yeah, I would say teamwork and proper collaboration was one of my main challenges.
It's interesting you bring that up because I had a podcast right before this one. It was this exact same issue. And it's hard. You need to find people who have the same passion for the idea you do. And that is hard to find. But even fast forward as an entrepreneur, this is a problem business owners have. We want our employees to care about it as much as we do. And they're like, it's not my company, buddy, and stuff. So it's finding those right people, but you need them because you can't continue to grow the idea. You'll eventually run out of time. And that's what my last guest was saying. There's only so many hours in the day, I have other things to do. So definitely a challenge most of us are facing. How about successes? I mean, what would you like to tell us about?
Yeah, so like I said before, this nonprofit actually revolves around the United Nations, which I would say was one of the major successes we had. So I actually started my journey in the United Nations around January 2025 in a different organization. And from that, I was invited to join these different United Nations conferences. Some of them were even so professional, one's called the High Level Political Forum, where I was also able to speak in person. And the people I found there along the way were so motivated. And honestly, I wasn't able to find a collaborator there. But like I said before, SDG 17, which is partnerships for the goals, I was able to get so many partnerships. I found so many people who had their own nonprofits, who had their own schools that they donate to, contribute to. And these people were actually the people who were able to help me grow, find more schools. And That's one of the main reasons we're expanding as much as we're expanding right now.
So I don't know a lot about the United Nations programs. What drew you into that? Why did
Yeah,
you choose to get involved?
Yeah, so this organization that I got involved was called the Dynamic Teen Coalition. So basically, what we realized was that there's a major problem in the United Nations, and that's because they don't consider individuals who are under 18 as well as individuals who are above the age of 18. In fact, they call people ages 18 to 35 youth, but they call people under 18 children. So, a lot of these
Uh,
initiatives that the United Nations have, they're meant for youth, but they're not meant for children. But as we know, children can also grow these impactful projects. They can do so much, but they're not treated with the respect they deserve in the United Nations. I mean, me myself, when I went to these conferences, when I spoke, people thought I was like some kid running a school club or something. Uh, so I think it's important to have these people become aware of what people under 18 can actually achieve.
so crystal ball time, my friend. What are you hoping to accomplish with the idea?
Yeah, so honestly, what we're doing right now, we want to continue the same path. So, like I said, partnerships for the goals. We want to reach out to more schools. Obviously, funding is also a big part of it. How are we going to fund these STEM kits once we reach out to these schools? So, yeah, really more partnerships and funding are the two different paths we want to keep on following to grow.
So what's the best way for people to reach out to you then? How can they learn more? How can they help?
Yeah, so people can reach out to me on my LinkedIn or they can just email me as well. And my email could also be available on my LinkedIn.
Awesome. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to call on the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thank you so much.